Well, how are you guys doing today? Today we're going to look at another action camera. This one called Apexcam. Never heard of that company before, but they boast 4K and electronic image stabilization at 4K. And we're going to check it out coming right up. All right, let's take a look at the packaging of the Apexcam. Comes in a nice little hard shell case, and you got all your accessories inside. You've got a nice little remote control that will control the photo and also video record mode. Now, the shape of the camera in its waterproof case is definitely a little bit odd with the clasp on the outside edge like that as opposed to the top. And then as you can see, the shape of the camera is definitely different. You've got your micro and HDMI and then a little microphone port on the bottom. On the other side of the camera is the battery slot. Yes, I already have an SD card in there. It didn't come with one. And the battery, it comes with two 1050 milliamp hour batteries, which is nice to have. And it also comes with a mono signal external lapel microphone. And like I said, everything else inside the box is going to be your typical GoPro style accessories that come with just about all the action cameras nowadays. And from at this point, let's go ahead and get into what's really important with this Apexcam and all action cameras. Let's look at the video quality. All right, testing out the 8-man 4K action camera. Right now shooting at 1080, 30 frames per second. Electronic image stabilization is on. See how the colors look. Okay, this is 4K 30 frames per second with the EIS off, just walking handheld. And now 4K 30 frames per second with the EIS on. Walk in handheld to see if there's any difference. Alright, back to 1080 30 frames per second. Now I don't know what the image quality of this camera even looks like, so I'm just going off of what the back of the screen is. And I'll say that the back of the screen, everything has a bluish tint to it on the screen, where like at this angle, that tree right there looks purple. So I don't know if it is or not. And electronic image stabilization is on right now at 1080 30. Also don't know how good the picture quality is going to be, because if judging off the back of the screen, which I know you can't always do, it doesn't look very good. The whites looked way washed out. This looks purple. My hand even looks purple on the back of the screen. So I'm kind of curious to see what the image quality looks like. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's just put the brakes on this review for a second. And I'm going to stop right there with the review because there's really nothing more to show you and to offer. You know, all in all, what are my thoughts about the Apexcam? I like the fact that it's got a 1/4 20 screw on the bottom. I like the fact that it comes with an external microphone, which I didn't even test because after seeing some of the test footage, right off the bat, that told me what this camera was going to be all about. Because the 1080p looks like it's actually upsampled 720. The 4K is interpolated, obviously. It's supposed to have electronic image stabilization at 4K, and obviously that doesn't work. And not to bang on this camera too hard, the camera, is $59. So what can you get for $59 today in 2018? Well, our expectations, considering that we're about to get into 2019, are very high right now. When you look at the GoPro Hero 7 that offers electronic image stabilization at 4K, 30 and 60 with their hyper smooth electronic image stabilization. You've got cameras like the Sony FDR-X3000 with optical stabilization the SJ Pro, the GoPro Hero 6. Then you get into Firefly, SJ Cam, Thei. There's a lot of action camera companies out there that give you really good image quality if you're still on a budget. Now, with saying that, like the DB Power 4K action camera, that one was in the $50 range, and its 4K was interpolated, but its 1080p was a true native 1080p, and its image quality, color, and sharpness was beautiful on it. Then we've got cameras like the Thei, the i30 Plus 1080p camera. Very nice image quality. So I'm not trying to say, for those of you that are on a budget, that this is not the way to go. In my opinion, in my humble opinion, when you're going to spend $59 on an action camera, save up an extra $30 and get the Mijia, the 4K action camera. You can get it on GearBest. I'll put a link in the description below to that one as well. That one offers 1080p 30, 1080p 60, but also with electronic image stabilization at those resolutions. And it gives you a native 4K video with no electronic image stabilization, but a native 4K video. And I'll put a link up here to the Mijia 4K action camera review that I did, and I was very happy and very shockingly pleased with it because of how well built that camera is. And I know that here I am talking about all these other action cameras, and not to take away from the Apexcam, a company I've never heard of before. Very odd shape to its design, very odd shape to the waterproof housing for this, where the buckle is on the side. Now, that's not to say that automatically makes the bad camera because it's odd shaped. It's just not what we're used to, and it's definitely not the quality that we expect. $60 is still a lot of money in any market. So if you're asking me what's my opinion about this Apexcam, 2 big thumbs down. It is definitely not worth it. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. Do you think that the camera is worth it? Do you think it's not? Do you like the image quality at all? Do you think that even if you're on a budget, it's okay to get by with such poor quality in an action camera, considering what are offerings that are out there right now? And to the viewers, I respectfully say, if you can't afford a Firefly 8SE, if you can't afford a Thei T5E, SJ7 Star, SJ Pro, GoPro Hero 5, 6, or 7, I suggest that you save your money, because there are better offerings, better ways to spend your money than on something like this. So that's just my 2 cents. 2 thumbs down on this camera, big time. And if you're not a subscriber, be sure hit that subscribe button, click the bell, bing, so that you're always notified every time I upload a video. And until next time, I bid you adieu. Bye-bye.